Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another horrific game. Welcome once again to Chris, back for our second
Appreciate
part
it.
of our Call of Cthulhu adventure.
Thanks for having me on, Colin. Looking forward to it.
Pleasure. So last time we were on, we've done the character creation, went through that process, all that kind of good stuff. So basically, we're ready to go and actually play the adventure.
Awesome.
So be fun. So we'll give a wee bit of an intro what the adventure's about. So we're going to be playing the Lightless Beacon. This is one of the pre-made adventures, bit of a shorter one, because obviously time scale and that, but trying to factor that in. I've changed it slightly just to, as we discussed last time, just to fit into what your character wants to do, and also the fact that you're playing alone, which obviously, if you're not familiar, you can actually do this with role-playing games.
Yeah, and I got plenty of other people up here in my head, so not a problem.
Actually, you might need them depending on your dice rolls. We'll see how that goes. So, we'll just jump in and begin, I suppose. Right, so having read about the tragic events that took place at the Corbitt House and becoming intrigued by the mysterious dagger found at the scene, Professor Stan Biblio decided to travel from his home at Newbury to Arkham to speak to Ian O'Malley and find out about said events. Not being fond of long road journeys and being slightly eccentric, Professor Biblio decides to take the ferry via Rockport and take in some areas of interest along the way. With this in mind, he finds himself boarding the SS Essex County to begin the journey. So, while you're, standard passenger ferry, you find yourself on board as usual. It's, steamer 1920s, and essentially what's happening is you just find yourself traveling along the sort of north coast of Folly Point and going past Beacon Island. And your plan is obviously land at Rockport, travel, take in a few because you've heard of some things going on around Cape Pond, and making your way to Arkham. So that's kind of your direction of travel.
Gotcha.
Right. So while you're here, just you can avail yourself of a meal, walk around the ship, get to know things to pass your time.
Yeah, so I think he's going to walk around and see if he could talk to the captain or the people inside the captain's lounge, if they have something like that.
Generally not.
Okay.
It's it's not a long distance or a cruiser or anything like that. Like you're talking. This is about probably a 6 hour journey.
Oh, okay. So maybe he'll look around for someone who looks.
There's observation decks. There's
Yeah.
there's a dining room. There's a bar. Some it's not like just sitting wooden benches crossing an estuary or anything. It's a bit more a ferry type than just a boat, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So he tends to be very observant. So he's going to look at the way certain people are dressed, trying to get a feel for someone who might have traveled, well traveled, someone who has some wealth, and try to strike up a conversation with someone if you see someone like that.
Right. So you're seeing people of various. No, I mean this is an eclectic mix.
Okay.
Now, of course, there's the upper lounge which you have paid for. Just slightly, the seats are slightly more luxurious. Some are cushioned, and slightly nicer dining room. There is second class, or the rest of the boat's basically second class. It's not like a Titanic where there's like first, second, third. There's sort of the upper lounge where you'd have been. So you'd see quite a few affluent people, traveling suits. Not you're not seeing them in tuxedos or anything. Just normal traveling suits. People heading the place. They know they're not here to like mix or anything, or it's not here to make connections. It's just to get from one place to the other.
Okay. Gotcha.
One thing you do notice though, you got a slight warning before you come on. The weather's getting a bit choppy, so the wind's picking up outside. It's actually rattling against the windows as you're going through the sort of aft deck. How does your character feel about traveling?
So he's well traveled, but his biggest fear is being left in the dark somehow. So as he's going throughout the boat, he's kind of looking to make sure that all of the lights, if they're oil based, they're all filled with oil. He's tapping on the make sure if they're any kind of electrical based, he's just making sure that everything is plugged in, and he's just very nervous about that. What time of day is it?
It's just getting in the early evening. So this was like tea time sailing. So you're
Gotcha.
expected to basically just more or less overnight. You'll be in Rockport early morning. Yeah, on your deck. So like I said, the sort of upper deck, it's electric lights. They're brass. They're well maintained. Wee bit of a flicker now and again. You know, a bit of a zzz, just as the things pick up.
Gotcha.
Lower deck, it's well maintained, but not as nice. I don't know if you plan to venture into the lower deck, or are you going to just stay in the lounge?
He's going to see if there's like a deckhand that he could grab real quick.
So there's plenty of people about. You know, you see obviously ship's uniform, attendants. So there are about. There is a reception area as well, where you were greeted as you boarded. So it's not, like I said, it's a bit slightly more classy than just jumping on a water taxi, for example. You know,
right?
You do have a short reception, but it's not. It's all about expediency and getting to the point. So you could go back to the reception, or you could just look for somebody in uniform.
Look, he looks for someone in uniform nearby.
Okay, so you say young man, just he's done up. He's not carrying any insignia or rank, but he's kind of there, showing that he's available to be spoken to if needs be.
Okay, so he goes, yes, excuse me, young man.
Sir, yes. Hello.
Yeah, I take it you've worked on this boat for quite a while.
6 years, sir. I actually quite enjoy it. It's a sturdy ship and a great crew, and we'll trust you're having an enjoyable journey.
Well, it's to be honest, it's quite a bit, rocking more than I would have expected. Is that normal for this time of year?
Actually, sir, not normal. We've got word there's a bit of bad weather coming in, bit of a gale. Nothing we haven't dealt with before. No, it doesn't happen that often, but this ship has, it's a sturdy ship. It's 20th century, technology. We're not, no stints here, sir. We want to get our customers across as pleasantly as possible. So we've no real issues. What'll happen is, sir, if there is a warning, all we'll ask you to do is just remain sitting if it does get slightly rough out there. But like I said, we've a very experienced captain who's hands-on and, is looking into matters now, and he'll steer us right.
I'm sure he will. Absolutely. However, I am a bit troubled by the flickering on this light, and he flicks the light.
Well, they don't. They're built into the bulkheads.
Oh, okay.
So you can't. They're electric, but they're built into the bulkheads. It won't be able to. You don't switch.
You can't reach it.
You're basically. There's no cabins in this ship.
Okay.
But even though it's an overnight, there's no cabins because it's not really meant for, it's a 6-hour journey.
So he just points at it then, and he says, "Is that normal for them to be flickering this much? Is there any chance of them going out?" I sad to admit that even a man of my intellect, I do seem to have an irrational fear of the dark between you and me. If we could keep that on the down low.
Oh, of course, sir. I wouldn't. It's no advantage to me to disparage your good self or divulge any secrets. That's I thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate your trust. But no, sir. This is like I said. This is sturdy. This is the best of 20th century technology. Very good generator. It's just the rough weather. I'm sure you can appreciate. We are moving a bit. I expect we'll get a message to maybe take seats just for the worst part of this, but we're not in a long journey, sir. It won't be a major hassle. If you just mind, and especially going up and downstairs, if you just pay exceptional mind just while you're traveling around the ship, sir, it would be appreciated.
Absolutely. I came prepared with my backpack filled with the latest technology of flashlights. I believe they call those torches over the other side of the pond, but I refer
What
to them
torch?
as
That's a ridiculous name. Not a fairy brand. He calls it
yeah.
that.
Yes, I thought so as well. But I have friends back in Cambridge, Cambridge University, which I don't mean to tell you, they rejected my application, and they're regretting it now. Well, not now, but soon they will regret it when I have this paper that I'm going to be working on come out about a article, an item that
The
I'm
young
going
man
to
kind of
work
looks odd, Oh, he's in the presence of a writer, a learned man, and hearing of these universities because obviously he's been at sea, so he understands. He's met. He's not like a carpool attendant or something like in a isolated town. He obviously been out in the sea. You meet all
Yeah.
sorts. So he's his eyes widen slightly. He's like, "Oh, sir, it's an honor to meet you. I really hope everything you plan comes to being."
Well, I thank you. Yes, definitely. You should be reading that paper in a year or so, as long as the captain does everything he's supposed to do.
Oh, sir, there's no question of that. Our Captain Vanian is fantastic. He's I think he was in the Navy before he joined us, so he's more than experienced for this short journey. Yes, and this is a sturdy ship. I've been on for 6 years now and loved every minute.
That's
He,
good
he
to hear.
swells up actually in pride at talking about the ship because um he is actually kind of loyal to it, and you can kind of see that in him beaming, as he talks about this ship.
I don't want to keep you from your work anymore. Thank you. And just remember, whatever you could do to keep those lights on if things get choppy, it's greatly appreciated.
Of course, sure, we'll do our best.
Thank you. Good man.
So he goes back to where he was before he called him. Just once again, just being available for guests. Where are you heading to now?
I think you mentioned there was a lounge.
Yep.
Downstairs. Okay, so he's going to make his way very carefully. He's got his backpack with him, filled with his flashlights and extra batteries, and he has a camera, very expensive camera that takes only 6 or 7 hours to develop film. So that's very that's yeah. The latest technology. So he's got that with him. It's very expensive, so he doesn't leave it out of his sight. So he's going to travel down to the lounge and take a look and see what's there.
Okay. Give me a dexterity roll, please.
Okay, so I just do roll
D100.
D100. Okay.
Yep.
61.
61, and your dexterity is?
Dexterity is 30, so that's not good. My first fail of many.
Just as you hit the bottom of the step, you feel a swell. The ship just lurches and you just feel the after the deck just up, and you just pitch forward. You just arms and legs flailing. You just completely lose it.
Do I fall on my face?
You start falling forward. Just right. How do you react?
Is there a railing that he can try to grab?
Yeah, there's a railing. And give me a luck roll.
Luck roll. 38.
And character sheet.
Let's see. 35. So close.
You just get that within your grasp, and you just miss it, and you just right in your face, and you slide along the deck. Your backpack stays attached, so nothing falls out, but you just slide along. And hands immediately reach for your shoulder. So, good man. Are you okay?
This stays between you and myself. I don't want anyone on the crew talking about this. It's going to be a very famous man. I don't want to have.
Why would I talk
talking.
to the crew?
All right, this never happened.
So you look up, and you see you see a gold chain with a pocket watch. You see the person's wearing a suit. You look up, you see sort of man, mid-30s, got a mustache, sort of blonde, sort of combed hair. He looks quite distinguished.
Yes.
Young man, a good fellow, you okay?
Yes, I believe they need stronger railings. I'm going to have a mind to say something to the captain when we go on shore. That was no fault of mine, of course. And I take it you'll keep this between you and myself, eh?
Yeah.
A good man?
Oh, honey, is he okay? Is he okay?
Oh boy.
Oh yes, the man's like, yes, dear. It's just we all got. Don't worry, pal. We all got caught, and he sort of helps you up, and brings you over sort of the lounge. And you see his wife's in a traveling dress, wearing a bonnet. Quite petite, attractive, and she sort of has a concerned look in her face. You took quite a tumble, like it's almost like you jumped off the second step before the end, as if you were trying to launch yourself towards the railing for some reason.
Gotcha. Yes. I'll feel quite better when we go on shore, of course.
Have a seat. Just like let's this weather's pretty bad for no, I've traveled this many times. Haven't seen it as bad as this in a long time.
How far do you think we are from shore?
It's a funny thing. We should be seeing Beacon Island soon. Strange, we can't see anything. He sort of goes over to the port. There's a walking gallery just outside, and you can kind of see the windows. There's some people starting to make their way back into the lounge that were standing outside. They're slightly shaking themselves off, slightly drenched. Yeah, that's very strange. Normally, would be seeing the lighthouse by now.
Is it foggy, the weather at all, or
no? It's clear. It's rain, right? Okay, so it's but you can actually see if you look outside, you can see a bit of a swell in the ocean. So you can actually make out the waves. You know, it's just past twilight.
Okay.
The rain's coming in heavy. There's a wind, but it's visible.
Okay. I'm not quite that familiar with this part, but I'll take your word for it. You're saying Beacon Island? It should be visible at this point.
Well, yeah, we're 2 hours in. We should be seeing it before we head round, because that's normally how we know we're starting to make our way around into Rockport.
You think these swells may have taken us off course? You know, if I was thrown about, I'm sure the boat certainly has been thrown about. Perhaps
I'm not an evil man. I've just,
yes,
just ridden this ferry a number of times. Just yourself, when you take a journey often enough, you learn to look out for certain things, and it's only a magnificent sight as well. It's one of the first lighthouses in this area, and it's stood the test of time. It's quite a sight to behold, and on a clear day as well. It's quite pretty, to be honest.
I've actually been looking forward to it quite a bit. I've read very much up on lighthouses, being the antithesis of dark. It's something that I admire very much. I think that's quite an achievement.
You're interrupted with a siren, so the ship's horn blows. Just you hear like a crackling over like a tannoy. All passengers, we're experiencing quite a bit of. This is your captain speaking. We're experiencing quite a bit of turbulent weather. Please go find the nearest seat and take a sitting position, please. Our crew members will be around just to make sure everything's fine. Do not attempt to travel between decks. Come off the observation gallery, please. You can kind of see people getting ushered away. There's crew members like in oilskin, sou'westers. Now they've dressed for the bad weather and they're ushering people inside. Avoid movement where possible. We just need to get through this bit of bad weather, and all be good. If you listen to your crew members, all be appreciated. And the thing kind of hisses and goes off.
Okay, so he's going to try to find a seat indoors somewhere near where there's like a light source. He's going to try to sit close to that. and away from the edges of the boat as possible.
Right. So you're doing that. So the gentleman that had sort of helped you sit down was beckoning you over to sit beside him. There's a seat beside him and his wife if you want to take that, or if you want to find your own.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So as he sits down and he's like, the name's Stan Biblio. And who might I be of acquaintance with?
Robert Masters. Pleased to meet you, sir. And this is my charming wife, Evelyn.
Robert, Evelyn, very nice to meet you. What could you tell me about the location that we're heading to?
Oh, Rockport? It's not quite I don't think we get much in the way of international, but it's a ferry port, just a little coastal town for stopover. Most people just pass on through it. Some folks might stop depending on how long their journey ahead of them is, just to rest and recuperate. But generally, it's not really much to talk about.
I see. So more of a waypoint than a destination.
Pretty much.
I see. Well, I hope this storm passes quickly and we could aren't set back too far in our journey. Time is of the essence.
You just feel another swell as the boat lifts up again. Just another large wave, and just this time just comes slapping down onto the water. Like last time it was kind of just pitched forward, but this sort of raises up and you just feel the thump as it lands back into the ocean. This time, everyone's kind of visibly shaking, holding on to their seats. But I say, this isn't normal.
He's going to look over at the crew to see if the crew looks particularly concerned.
The crew's kind of scampering about. The ones that had the sou'westers on are back down. You see that they're closing the doors and securing them. And they're going to the portholes and making sure they're starting to batten things down.
Okay.
You look across, you see where the bar is. The bartenders just starting to lift things down off shelves, and trolley and boxes, and starting to put everything sort of in.
Gotcha.
There's no panic, but there's definitely the crew's alert. The crew's going through a set series of motions here.
Okay, gotcha. So he's going to take a flashlight out of his backpack and just check the batteries and just make sure that everything is ready, especially because it's that time of night.
Give me an dexterity roll while you're doing that.
Okay. $53 and dexterity is 30.
As you're doing that, one of the batteries pops out. As you're trying to fiddle it in, the spring makes the battery pop out and it rolls along the deck.
All right, so he's going to chase after that as quick as he can on all hands and knees on all fours.
As you're doing that, you hear an almighty crash. And almost like wood splintering, something the alarm starts sounding in the ship, and you start to hear sort of people getting, they're still trying to maintain composure, but the bit of panic starting to set in now. You hear this sort of like wood splintering, and the lights are just, they're still on, but they're struggling to be.
Okay, so he starts to panic a little bit because he does have an irrational fear of the dark. Was he able to collect up that battery?
No, you've just been pitched.
Oh, okay.
You've just been pitched to your side.
Okay. So he looks around for it to see if he could still see where it might have rolled off to.
Give me a spot hidden.
Okay. $46 and spot hidden. Where are you? 55. All right.
All right. So you
First
just
success.
you see the glint of the sort of silver part of the battery. It's over by the bulkhead actually, just where you were sort of pitching. It's over by the window that leads out of the viewing gallery.
Okay. Could he go towards it to try to grab that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The ship is rolling now. Is just you're hearing this. It's like a whining sound of like machinery straining.
All right. So he's gonna try to see if there's a crewman.
They're everyone's kind of gripping onto their seats, not moving. The crew is not running, but they are moving. They are not stopping. They are carrying out certain actions.
Okay. Could he try to stop one and ask a question, or they're just ignoring him?
They're just not
okay.
even giving you. You're not. You were told to sit down.
Okay.
They are not.
Okay.
They are focused on a mission. This is serious.
Okay. So he's gonna put the battery back in the flashlight, and he's gonna sit down, and he's gonna hold his backpack.
Where are you sitting down? Because you've went against the bulkhead where the leads out to the viewing gallery.
Oh, okay. He's gonna try to make his way back to Robert and Evelyn in the seat that he gave up.
Right. Give me another dexterity roll.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Roll D100. 22. And dexterity is 30. Okay.
Right. So what you've realized that the tables are bolted into the floor.
Okay.
That people, so you kind of are able to hold on to those as you slowly make your way. You've already pitched forward twice now, and you're feeling the rocking of the ship, so you've kind of get used to that a bit. So it's not taking you by surprise, and you're almost learning the go with the pitch and roll. So when it pitches, you're kind of holding still, and then when it rolls back, you sort of move to the next table.
Like the old Star Trek episodes.
Yep, we give it all this.
Yeah.
All the camera shakes.
All right, so he's just got to try to hold on to whatever is closest to him that looks bolted down.
You get halfway across and you hear another almighty crash, and the lights go out completely, and the room then goes from quiet, sort of concerned to full-on panic. And all you hear is screaming and oh my god, what's happening?
Did anyone else hear that little boy or young woman?
Everyone's starting to like raise their voice and scream, and just nobody's in the mood for conversation.
He was going to try to blame his scream on a boy or a young woman.
Yeah, your scream wouldn't even have been heard.
Everyone's that's good.
Everyone's in the same. Of course, say the same boat, but that's
in the same boat. All right, so he's going to try to
tannoy. Passengers, we've hit some unexpected trouble here. We're going to solely give the call the abandoned ship. Please do not move. Please do not panic. The crew will come and allocate you to a life raft. They're getting that prepared now, and just cuts off. And you just hear another almighty crash, and the ship just timbers over. You don't even point rolling. You just start flailing and rolling, and you're just kind of lost in the black.
Did they say they hit something? Oh my gosh!
You're actually literally rolling right now. You're floundering.
Okay.
And it's gone pitch black.
Okay. He does everything he can to hold on to the backpack, even at the expense of trying to grab onto something else.
Yeah, well, give me a wee sanity roller to see what you're. Let's get started early. It's gone pitch black. It's absolute pandemonium.
70. Where's insanity?
That's top right. I should
Oh,
really have
top
your-
right. Conditions. Insanity. Signs. I don't see it. Let's see.
Your sanity's 55.
Oh, I see it. I'm
Whoa.
sorry. Yep.
Right.
Oh, so I failed that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
you failed that one. So
okay.
give me a D10 sanity loss there. Roll.
Okay.
And you have no Cthulhu myself or anything.
4.
4. So you managed to hold on to your pack,
Okay.
but you're almost holding on to it like a comforter. You're just like, oh, and you can't speak. You're kind of stammering words out, but they make no sense. You're just starting to shut down.
It's light. We need light. We need light in here. Light. Someone. Anyone. Light.
And people, you just feel bumping as people are starting to like run past. Like even though the captain told them to stay calm, people's not staying calm. They're like stuff as they're all trying to barge out onto the deck where they think the lifeboats are.
All right. Is he able to get to his feet at this point?
No, you are just completely
curled up still.
You're just curled up in a ball. Before you know it, you feel a thud to your head, and before you realize you're unconscious, you don't even understand what happened to you. Could have been a passenger kicking you. You could have rolled. Somebody could have fallen into you, but you take a blow to the head, and before you realize it, you're out cold.
Okay. Do I take off hit points?
Roll me a d5.
Okay. 1.
Take up a hit point.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. I have 10, so I'm down to 9. Okay.
Right. So, next thing you know, you're kind of feeling water in your face. It's salty. You sort of come to and you're feeling because you're sort of shivering with cold now.
What happened?
You try to move and all of a sudden you feel yourself like really sort of pitching. So what you're in's not stable.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? How are you going to?
He tries to open his eyes and blink out the darkness and just look left and right and try to get his bearings.
So you're looking up. You see stars. You're looking up at the sky. And you're kind of you're sort of rolling in motion. While you hear the sea. You know, what I mean, you're hearing the sea all around you. You hear now. As you're sort of rolling, pitching, nothing. You almost feel like you're floating.
Gotcha. So, if he moves his head, is it like a wave of nausea or like a headache, or is he able to move freely?
Well, you only took a point of damage, so you were knocked out.
Okay. But
you weren't concussed or anything. So yeah, it's just the disorientation takes you about a minute.
Okay.
Just only don't do any sudden movements. Do you plan to do any sudden movements?
No, he's gonna try to. Not if you put it that way. He's gonna try to.
I try to be a helpful keeper sometimes. I want to keep you in the game for more than 5 minutes.
I wasn't gonna do a backflip, but no, he's gonna try to slowly.
Well, you can if you want to roll me another dexterity.
No.
Let's see how it goes. Minus what will do the minus for you? Being concussed recently or knocked out?
No, he's the opposite of an Indiana Jones professor. So he's gonna slowly try to like get up and look left and right and try to.
So
see
you
where
feel under your hands it's wood.
Okay. Is it dark? Is he able to see?
Well,
You see the stars.
You can see the stars, so it's a clear night. The rain seems to have calmed down a bit.
Okay.
But you're definitely feeling splashes of water.
Okay.
So you can explore your surroundings. You kind of feel like you're in limited space.
So he's gonna reach to see if his backpack is still there.
It's gone.
Ah, that camera set me back 2 years of earnings. All right, let's better get my bearings and let's take a look around, shall we? He's talking to himself to try to build up his courage. So he's going to try to just sit up. He's not going to stand up yet, and just kind of look left and right and see if he can see anything.
So you are kind of look up and you see what looks like a very, very large rowing boat.
Ah, okay.
So you can kind of make out, you're just sort of ahead. Or your head's just behind one of the sort of planks. I can't remember what they're called, for people to sit on. One of the boards. So there's you can kind of see a few of these boards slotted along for people to sit on.
Okay, gotcha. Does he see anyone else in the boat with him?
There's no one else in the boat.
And the boat is just adrift?
You need to kind of...
Yeah, you can't tell yet. Okay. So he's going to try to get up on his knees and just hold the two sides of the boat to try to steady it. And he's going to try to see if he looks out, if he sees any kind of land on either side.
So at the moment, the direction you're facing, you're not seeing much. You see ahead, there's sort of a twinkling as if electric lights are sort of flickering above water, but one by one, they're slightly disappearing.
That must be the lighthouse that they mentioned.
Almost like, you're seeing sort of 5 lights flickering, and then you see 4 lights.
Okay.
And you're seeing 2 lights.
And looking all around, does he see just complete surrounded by ocean around him everywhere he looks? Besides that,
much you can just about there looks to be something. So if you turn around to the prow of the boat, you can kind of make out something ahead, but you're not quite sure yet.
Oh, behind me, there's something.
Yeah. So you're sort of facing aft, the sort of the back of the boat.
Okay.
So if you can turn yourself around to the prow, so that's where you see the lights. Like I said, just very strange. Like you see a set of like 5 lights, and then it becomes 4 lights, on a line.
Oh, okay.
And then it becomes 3 lights, and just sort of as if it's going down.
Okay. So he's gonna call out, "Is anyone else out there? Is anyone there?"
Not hearing an answer. All you're hearing is the wind. Next thing you know, you hear a clang, like a loud ding. The boat that you're on just sort of lodges up against something.
Okay. Like the forward part hit something?
Yeah.
Okay.
This kind of... Let's give me a spot hidden, please.
Oof, 87.
It's just a piece of metal.
Yeah, he didn't open his eyes yet. Okay. So he's going to try to crawl towards the front of the boat. He's too nervous to stand up on his feet. So he's going to try to crawl forward and try to
because this thing's kind of, it's almost as if it's risen up and landed onto something. And it's just
has the boat stopped then?
Yeah, the boat stopped, but it's, it's precarious.
Okay. So he's going to try to... He doesn't want that to... he likes that situation that it stopped. So he's going to try to slowly crawl up and reach out of the boat and touch the metal object to see what it is.
You can't touch it. It's
Too far away.
Because this is a lifeboat you're in, effectively. Okay. So, like I said, it's a larger version of a rowing boat, but it's like designed to hold about 20 people.
Okay.
But still, in these waters, you're on your own. Nobody rowing it.
Yeah.
You see the oars, obviously, in the locks, but it's just kind of adrift. And because up at the aft, that's where the boat kind of goes, I guess.
Right.
So it's sort of wedged up onto something. It's too deep for you to actually reach out and touch it.
Because it's below him, right? It's kind of okay.
Give me. I'll tell you what. Have you got no? Okay, I know. No, you don't. Right. Tell you what. Give me another. Now that you've cut up, give me another spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Okay.
Yeah, because now you've kind of got there and you're seeing the thing.
24, and spot hidden's 55.
Right. So this is a submerged ship. You can kind of make that out. There's no markings on it, but you can tell this is sort of the hull of a ship.
Okay.
There's not really much in the way. There's barnacles on it, so it hasn't just happened. So it's not your ship.
Gotcha.
You might have seen that.
Okay.
The disappearing lights might have indicated what happened to your ship.
Is he able to
climb? In fact, you know what? See, by looking at this and realizing this is a ship, you put 2 and 2 together and realize that the disappearing lights is a ship that you were on sinking.
Oh, gotcha.
To the far distance. That's why I was so you have traveled some distance away. That's whatever happened to that ship. You know what I mean? That was the lights of the sort of through the portholes. Just sinking into so you put 2 and 2 together, realize that you just watched the ship you were on disappearing beneath the depths.
Oh, so it's actively sinking. Okay.
It was, that's what I said. You were seeing 5, 4, you know what I mean? You're seeing the lights.
Oh, I see.
Number of lights just sort of disappearing. So now the fact you've twigged on and you've cleared your head a bit out of the confusion, you see that this ship has sunk previously, but with the number of barnacles on it, it hasn't been there that long.
Okay.
But then by looking at this and realizing that your boat's on it, sort of ridden up onto it, you fully realize that you've just somehow are the only person on a lifeboat from a sinking ship that you've just watched disappear into the water.
Right. Okay.
God, what will it do? Yeah, give me another wee sandy roll there, because you've just...
Yeah, he's freaking out at this point.
Yeah, let's see, and then we'll... I think we might have to do a wee knowledge roll as well. Let's play with that.
74, so he failed it.
Yeah, and... yeah, you just realize that you're possibly maybe the only survivor of a ship that has just crashed and sank beneath you, and you're hearing or seeing nothing of, and you're not out in the deep ocean.
Gotcha. How many? What is that? A D?
That'll be a D10.
D10. Yep. Oh, 9.
Oh, right then.
So that I take that for my sanity.
You take that from your sanity. Yep.
Okay.
And we're gonna have a wee bit of temporary insanity here.
So was it 55? I had 4 before and now 9, so 13.
13, right?
So 55 minus 13. So I'm at 10 would be 45. So 42. Okay.
Right. So I need another D10 roll so we can consult the Bites of Madness table.
6.
Oh, you faint.
You
Right? You know what? You just faint.
Oh, that's good. Maybe I'll wake up somewhere else. I seem to do good when I'm passed out.
It says you recover after 1d10 rounds, but we're not gonna, that's yeah, you just you get completely overwhelmed and you just slide down into the boat and pass out.
Okay.
No, we're not rolling any damage for that. What basically happen is you go nappy times and you sort of come to again. You're still in the boat because it's lodged against this sunken ship.
Okay.
So how do you want to approach this?
Okay. So when he wakes up this time, he's gonna call out again. Hello, out there. I can't be all alone. Surely someone. Hello.
Nothing. You're greeted by the empty void.
All right. It's still at night. It's still stars.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
well into even because it was just twilight when this sort of happened. So you're well into the night now, so it's dark.
Okay.
It's getting slightly cloudy overhead, but you can still see the stars. Let's see.
Ship...
Give me another spot hidden.
Okay. Ooh, 5.
Right. So you make your way and crawl up to the top of up to the aft of the boat again, right? And you look across, and you just in the twilight, you kind of make out a rocky outcrop ahead of you. You're not sure, but it looks like a building might be on it. It looks as if it would be land, but you can't quite. You can't see anything.
Between the ocean, like in other words, he would have to take the boat to get to it.
Yep. So you need to try and if you're going to pilot the boat across, you need to dislodge it from the boat.
Now the larger boat that's sunk, does it look like it's
gone now.
It's almost all the way under. Okay.
No, it was going under. You watched it as it disappeared in nights. That was basically the portholes just sinking below. So
right. But
that's what made you faint. It's gone now. You're alone.
Okay. Because the boat was stopped against like the tip of it, right?
In fact, that's what distracted you from looking in the first place. Because when you look back, you saw the twinkling lights.
Okay.
And then the realization that was the ship that you were on sinking. That's what made you faint. So having done that, you've been through the worst of it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But the realization, so you're a bit more clear-headed now, so you can look around.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You notice that looks very likely like an outcrop of land, and it looks like there possibly might be a building on it.
Okay. So he's going to try to talk to himself just to try to calm himself down.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, you're a man of logic. This is something we could walk through one step at a time, right? One step at a time. So important, we must get to the land, to the outcropping. So we could do this now, right? 1, 2 with the rows, 1 and 2.
So do you have pilot boat?
Pilot boat. I don't see. Let's see. Swim stealth. That would be under additional.
Yeah, I don't think we have that. No. Looking in your character sheet. Right. So I'm
a great listener. Does that help?
Not in this case.
No, I didn't.
Obviously dexterity, but I'm trying to find if I can get something to add to it. You see, you bloody bookworms. Yeah, it's gonna have to be have to be dexterity on its own to try. What you're going to have to try and do is wrestle this boat and hope that it slides.
Okay. So roll D100. 18. That's under 30.
But there you go. The boat just slides. You start to like rocket, and you're getting a bit, bit disconcerted that it's taking much. But all of a sudden, it just gives up, comes off the lip, and just you hear this as the boat just slides and slaps into the water.
It's working. It's working. One thing at a time. I could think my way through this.
Right. So, do you know what? I'll let you just use that dexterity to try and row the boat.
Okay. So my character's gonna row the boat.
So the oars were still there. Now the thing is, this is normally meant to be rowed by 2 crew members, because like it's a 20-person lifeboat, not just a pleasure boat. So what we'll do is you can use one of the oars to push yourself around the wreckage.
Okay.
But I'm gonna need another dexterity roll.
Okay.
To see if you can actually make your way towards this.
Oof. 94.
Right. So you manage to successfully just like push and get yourself away, and the boat starts making its way towards the shore. But unfortunately, the action of prising off the boat has made a hole in the bottom.
Okay.
So you're making your way towards the outcrop, but the boat is filling up with water, and you're sort of heading in the same direction. So what do you want to do? It's just
he's gonna try
massive, but you're not.
Yeah, he's gonna try to start like bilging with his hands. Not now, not now. We have enough to worry about. He starts like trying to bilge the water out as he's going. So
you'll have to stop that every so often to use the tiller.
Okay.
Because if you get too focused on that, you're going to lose course.
Right.
So as you're doing this, okay, you're kind of bilging out the water. It's steady, but it's not stopping, but it's not overwhelming. You're heading closer to the rock, but you're definitely starting to sink. So maybe about 20 yards out, the boat starts it's starting to give up and go under. It's within swimming distance.
Just 20 more yards.
I will not ask you for a swim. I think you've kind of battered yourself a bit. So we'll just put like this: the boat sinks and goes under, and then you find yourself just in the water and doggy paddling towards the outcrop of rock.
You can do this. You can do this. It's not that
far. Strangely enough, as you give me another spot hidden.
Okay. 95.
No, you're just paddling towards it.
Okay.
You hope as some sort of land.
One step at a time. I've seen many people swim much farther. Someone's going to attempt the English Channel to swim across that soon. It is just 20 yards. I can do this. It just keeps going.
Yep. And sure enough, yeah, your clothes are waterlogged, but you're powering on, and just sheer determination. You feel your hands slap on the rock.
Okay. Could he try to climb and pull himself up?
Yep. Have you got climb?
Let's see. Climb.
20. 20, right.
Yeah.
Go for it. Let's see how easy.
Hey, 19.
Oh, flip's sake there. So, funny enough, despite being completely waterlogged, afraid of your mind, and like effectively traumatized, you're not. You're climbing up these rocks onto a shore, and you're not tripping or bruising yourself or cutting yourself on them.
It's like all adrenaline and fear.
Just that last push, the adrenaline just powers you. You get yourself up, and you find yourself onto like a almost grassy bank, and you just collapse like face down there, just panting.
Yeah. Okay, so he's struggling to catch his breath because he's not used to exerting himself this much, and he's like, oh,
Yeah, that's right.
okay, we made it this far. Obviously, if there was a structure, there must be people that operate that structure, and so one step at a time, and he starts looking around to try to get his bearings where he landed.
Yep. So funny enough, you're next to like a small pier, and you look over that outcrop. So you kind of took the hard way up, scrambled up these rocks, and you look across, and you kind of see a pier, and you see sort of ladders leading from the water up onto like a wooden deck, which would have been a lot easier. Yeah, it's obviously a landing point for where you are.
Gotcha. So he's gonna try to climb up.
Yeah, so you're just you scramble over to that side, and you see like a narrow dirt path, a lot of long grass. So you just skirt yourself around. You see this path is coming up from the pier. You make your way, and you kind of join with it.
Okay.
You hear a faint, like, humming of machinery. Very strangely, have you got mechanical or electrical repair?
Let's see. Mechanical repair is 10.
Give it a go.
Okay.
It's just to see if you can work out what it is.
Yikes! That's 100 on the nose.
Well, it's it's not the word. It's just it's a machinery of some sort.
Okay.
Humming, but you can't figure it. You're just like, oh, it's a machine of something. You can't really figure out.
Yeah.
What it is.
Well, at this point, he looks around. He doesn't see any light sources anywhere on this.
Right. Are you gonna walk up the path?
Yes.
Right. So the path goes up into like a hill. As you sort of crest that hill, you do see lights. So what was hidden, but obviously with the storm and everything else, it's kind of concealed the lights. But you're seeing a cottage.
Oh, okay.
And if you
is that where the machinery sound is coming from?
Not from there, no.
Okay.
And you see it's actually the lighthouse cottage. But while there's lights on in the cottage itself, the lighthouse is complete darkness.
Gotcha. He's going to head towards the cottage.
Okay, so give me a spot hidden.
Okay. 39. My spot hidden is... I should remember this one. 55. I'm going to write that down. 55.
Right. So, just as you're coming up, the light sort of glows onto the path just leading into the cottage, and you see they're almost like animal-like footprints leading into the cottage door. But underneath, you can. It's strange. It's like you see a set of human footprints, the same direction, but they seem to be overlaid with these animal. They're definitely they're definitely not human anyway. Do you have natural world?
Yeah, I think I put something into that. Let's see.
Or science? Any science, biology, or zoology?
Natural world is 15. That's probably going to be my best bet. Yeah, I think that's my best bet. So roll that.
Yep.
Oh, 92.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You know it's animal, but you can't.
Okay.
You're not figuring out, but you definitely see the fact there's a set of boot prints leading into the cottage, and these other overlaid with these other animal boot prints. You you can't work out what sort of animal. It's not making sense to you.
Likely the caretaker of this cottage has a dog, so probably a friendly folk. I've always known dog the friendliest kind, so that bodes well. Is he close enough to the door where he could call out, or is he still a ways away?
No, you're sort of getting closer now.
Okay.
The storm starts to pick up again, so you must have been just in the eye of the storm that got you through. So it's starting to pick up again.
Gotcha.
You're feeling, and you're soaking wet. You are exhausted.
Gotcha.
And you're probably starting to shiver. Maybe I would say safely you're starting to feel the effects of hypothermia from what you've been through.
Okay. So he's with all strength, he's gonna knock on the door.
The door's open. The door's slightly ajar.
Okay. Well, he's
so
still
seeing, like I said, these footprints are in the door's slightly ajar. That's why the light sort of showed it to you.
Spilled out. Oh, I see. So he's gonna call out, hello in there. Is anyone home? This is an emergency. Hello?
No answer.
All right. So he's going to go inside and see if there's any lights that he could put on that he could find.
Well, there's lights, there's lights, that's it. There's lights in the cottage, they're on.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna go and he's going to try to maybe he just looks around first to see what he sees.
Right. So just beyond the parsley front door, there's a hallway, and it leads the cottage's 4 rooms. There's 2 on each side of a wide passageway. The study, in fact, because that's a lighthouse, it's a working house. Have I got? Nope. Right, okay. So you see this as show the players. That might help. That work?
Oh, that's cool. I see it on. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, cool. Right. Sorry, it was just my one wasn't showing up.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
So you see this as you come in. So you're just here.
Okay. Like number 1, right? Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. So he wants to call out again. He doesn't want to just go through this stranger's house, without making his presence known. So he says, hello, this is an emergency. Is anyone here? I don't mean to tell anyone how to do their job, of course, but you might want to light the lighthouse. I've survived a horrendous crash. Hello?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. All right.
So you kind of see this diagram, it's like for lighthouse people stay in it 6 months at a time. So this is like a handover, it's in the hall, so you see it straight away. Just gives you a layout, and it's for basically the new lighthouse keeper when they're taking over.
Gotcha.
Because it's not like a residential, because you're on an island.
Yeah. Right.
So you're actually on Beacon Island, if you hadn't realized.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's going to just go to the first door, which is number 4. It's the first door, I guess, on his left as he's walking, which is the top right corner, number 4.
Sorry, I have to bring mine.
Yeah, sure.
Shocking.
I never know what to say, right, left, so I'll just say the number.
Right, so basically you're going to this one?
Yeah, because that's the first door as he's walking through the hallway.
Right. Right. So there's the key. Sorry, one second. For flip's sake. Doesn't let you drag? Door. Right, that's the study. Okay. This Rule 20 can be a bit of a pain in the backside at times.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm new to it, so whatever you're doing is 1,000 times ahead of me, so don't worry.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do, I'll let you zoom in, but I won't let you scroll. Oh, there we go. Right, I'll let you scroll up. I want to scroll across. so everybody can see what the rooms are. There we
Right.
go. Right, is that better?
Yeah, that's zoomed
Right.
in more. Yeah.
Right, that's better. Right. So number 4 is the study.
Study.
So study contains 3 armchairs located roughly in the center of the room. In addition to the hall doorway, there's another door leading to the kitchen. In terms of furniture, beside the armchairs, there's a table to the left of the hall door and a roll-top writing desk on the outer wall. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Bless you. No worries.
Oh, thanks. Always when you're streaming, eh?
All right. So he sees an entrance to the kitchen. Okay.
Yep. So
yeah.
sorry, just give me sorry. In between mid sneeze there, I'll try and get back into describing the room.
That's okay.
Both have their own wooden chair. Sorry. Roll top writing desk, the outer wall, close to the kitchen door. Both have their own wooden chair next to them. The one by the writing desk currently lies on the floor. If you give me an intelligence roll, please.
Okay.
Oh, and if you see a floating knife, duck.
That's good advice. 39. Intelligence is 65.
Yeah, you've got that. So it looks as if somebody just got up quickly. They're startled and have knocked the chair over.
Okay. There isn't any kind of like blankets or like a jacket hung up anywhere that I could see.
You'd notice some like sou'westers as you come in hung up.
Okay.
You know, standard. One of them looks as if it's been taken down. Like there's 3. Looks as if there should be 3 occupants and one's removed.
Okay. So he's going to take off his wet shirt. That's because he's going through hypothermia, and he's going to put that on to try to get dry.
Right. Yeah, you're feeling a bit warmer at it because you've come indoors. There's heat. This hasn't been abandoned for long.
Okay.
So there's still heat in the house.
Okay. That's good.
Probably you'll get a chance. If you look through their rooms. So what are you going to do? You're going to look around the study, or what are you?
Yeah, I see that the table is knocked over. Is there any kind of paper on the ground or anything that was on the study that fell off? The table that fell off?
Yeah, so there's a few books in maritime tales, a bird book, a repair manual for the lighthouse, a pipe and a pouch of tobacco, pair of binoculars, a sketchbook, pencils, watercolor paints, paintbrushes, and paper.
Okay, so he's going to hang on to the pipe, and he's also going to hang on to the repair book because he thinks that he might actually have to repair this lighthouse, otherwise more boats are going to crash. So he's going to hold on to the pipe and the repair book.
Right, and then what appears to be a recently finished watercolor also sits on the table beside a neat stack of other paintings. This piece of paper appears to show a window. A dark shadow with wide eyes leers through the glass pane. The window can easily be identified as the same one next to the artist's desk.
So it's a painting of
yeah.
Okay.
It's a painting of a study and what appears to be eyes looking through the glass pane. So you're getting a bit of a revelation there. So I'm going to need a wee sanity roller from you.
Okay. 23.
That's decent enough. Yep.
Sanity is 55.
Yep.
So that's good. Okay.
Is that after you took off from previous? Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's 42 now, but it's still under. Yeah.
That's
okay. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. We've already had a wee feint. Let's see what we can get before the end of the adventure, right?
So as he's looking at the painting, he looks up at the area where the eyes were looking in, like in the actual room, to match what's in the painting. Does he see anything?
Not in the actual room, but you know this has been an accurate drawing. Do you want to try another science roll?
Science roll, yep. 29, and science is I had that somewhere. Let's see. Stealth additional.
You've got Natural World. Oh,
Natural World is only 15 though.
Right.
If we use that.
No.
I could have sworn I had science, but I don't see it right now.
No, you've archaeology.
Yeah, I don't see science.
Yeah. So it looks animal, not human.
Okay.
But you can't really determine what it is, what's been drawn. But it's not a fantasy drawing, it's something realistic.
Okay. I guess the mind wanders
It
when one.
actually, by looking at it, this isn't. You look at the other watercolors and you notice the time's been taken. This is more of a sketch. Have you got arts and crafts?
No.
Okay, so this doesn't look like the other paintings.
Okay.
This looks like something quick. And while the others are more abstract, this is definitely, it's more like somebody taking an account rather than drawing something.
So he's just going to say to himself, clearly when you're alone on an island, I guess it's the mind wanders and you imagine the most mysterious of things in your head. But I just want to know what happened to this person. They should be here, certainly to do their job. It's important one does their job when other lives are depending on it. I guess I should continue exploring. And he's going to make his way.
Are you going to look through the rest of the watercolors?
Yeah.
Or anything around the desk? Or
yeah, he's going to fully explore that before he moves on to the next room. He's just trying to find clues for what happened to this person because they're clearly not doing their job right now.
So if you look through the thicket, if you look through the watercolors, it features, you see like it's what's been drawn is a nearby thicket of woods. The lighthouse is one of two other smaller buildings. So there's another, you see the lighthouse and you see another small building as well.
Okay.
And in the darkness of the path leading into the thicket is a silhouette of a man. This one's actually dated February 14th, 1926.
What year is it now?
1926. You're in April.
Oh, okay. So just from 2 months ago. Okay.
Yep. There's also a corresponding rough sketch with the previous day. So we'll say, I think there's 26th of April now, so it was dated 25th of April.
So there's a sketch from the day before.
Day before, similar to the thicket of wood and the silhouette of the man.
Okay.
At the thicket of the path going into it, so it's almost like something's come out of the woods.
And is there a name anywhere next to the photograph?
No name, just a date.
Just a date. Okay. All right. He's gonna explore the rest of the study before he moves on to the next room.
Right. So when you go over to the writing desk, it's closed, but it's not unlocked. So I think you're going to open up and have a look.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Right. So you open up. There's a half empty but still warm mug of coffee.
Huh.
Inside it, and there's lots of stationery, envelopes, stamps, papers, bottles of ink, pens. A mess of, you look through and you see invoices for coin appraisals from a variety of Rockport antique dealer stores. Like there's about 6 or 7 of these. It's almost like he's approached every antique dealer. Like Rockport isn't a massive place, it's normally something people go through.
Right.
Like, they'll stay around a bit, it's because it's a port town, obviously there's trade, but it's not, so the fact that he's basically got in touch with like nearly every antique dealer. Quote ranges, you see it from $2 to $5, and they're all dated late February 1926.
$2 to $5. Okay. Huh. Okay. All right. Is there anything else in that room?
No, not at the moment.
All right, so he's going to.
Or wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just there was something that I don't want to give away if you might retread your steps.
Okay.
So you see as well, you sort of brush. You set these invoices aside, and you see a coin catalog, and then there's letters from other antique stores, not in Rockport.
Okay.
And you kind of, they've all been opened, they're laid out, and this person's very neat, and organized. You can kind of see that.
Who are the letters addressed to?
They're all addressed, Dear Mr. Cassidy.
Okay.
Give me a library use roll, please.
The please is usually when something bad's about to happen.
It's more. But it's not just. Don't forget what the focus of this game is. We're trying to solve a mystery here.
Absolutely.
And
85.
Stage,
85. That's not good.
No,
my library
60,
is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, like your Dear Mr. Cassidy. It seems to say the same thing that sorry, they can't appraise or determine the origin of the coins described in a correspondence. But they're all saying that they're keen to see an actual sample. So you've got the 6 letters from the Rockport area, and then you've got these like 7 or 8 letters from various places around the country. They're keen, although they can't determine the origin of the coin, they are keen to actually appraise the actual coin itself.
Okay. Do they describe what the coins are? What type of coins?
No. Key has sent, I'm guessing, a rubbing or something and described the coin.
Gotcha.
So from the description, obviously that's what you've seen is the appraisal from the local Rockport stores. They've seen the actual coin and they're valuing between $2 and $5. But these ones further afield, they're saying that they can't determine the origin, but they'd be very keen to see it. So what do you know what? Push me a library roll, please.
Okay. $53, which is under the 60. Oh, cool.
Right, so you find this letter kind of buried, and you busy. Dear Mr. Cassidy, thank you for your letter dated February 20th of this year. I do indeed recognize the coin you described, or at least I recognize the style of decoration, for we have a piece of similar origin here in our museum in Newburyport. As a result, I suspect your coin hails from the nearby Innsmouth, and only the locals of that benighted town could tell you its true worth, to them at least. However, if you value your immortal soul, I strongly caution you against contacting any denizens of that place. No good ever came from dealings with Innsmouth. Instead, the Newburyport Society would be glad to purchase any coins you may have from you at market value, once their authenticity has been confirmed. If you would care to make arrangements to visit me here at the Society's museum at your earliest convenience, then I can arrange to have your appraiser examine the coins, whereupon you can agree a fair price for the sale. Again, Mr. Cassidy, I urge you most strongly not to approach anyone in Innsmouth about your find. It is surely for the best for all concerned. Yours sincerely, Miss Penna Tilton.
So he's going to say, apparently, Mr. Cassidy was in quite a rush to leave to get this appraised in person. He left the door open and he seems to have knocked over the table. So he also clearly left his job since the lighthouse is not working, which is a horrible thing to do. So my opinion of this man is rather dour at this point. But maybe we could find some more clues as to when he'll be back if I keep looking around. So he's talking to himself just to try to keep the fear down because he's still, desperately alone. He's still,
Yeah, but
waterlogged.
do you know what? You've been inside now. You're out of the rain. It's you're in a house.
Okay.
It's still warm. It's light.
Right.
You stripped off your jacket while you're still damp though. You're not shivering the same with cold.
Okay.
So you're starting to get a bit calmer. It's a bit strange the way the door was sort of left over and tracks got inside, and you weren't too sure if you saw another set of tracks going somewhere else. Yeah, but you're sort of feeling now you're intrigued. Now you're thinking, I wonder what's going on here.
Yeah.
So if you're looking through the writing desk, it's two drawers. The left hand one's open, but there's a key snapped off inside the lock. The drawer holds an empty wooden box whose green velvet lining is shaped to hold a revolver. 6 bullets lie loose in the same drawer. The right-hand drawer is locked. Now, do you have locksmith?
1. So you're saying there's a chance.
Do you know what? I'll give you a +1 if you want to try and roll it.
Let's do it. 70. I was really close on that one.
Yeah, you're just like, you try the half blue and you're like, yeah. If the lock could actually laugh at you, it would have.
Yeah. All right. So he'll take the 6 bullets and he'll put it in his pocket. He kind of abhors, violence because he always thinks he could outwit any situation. But he also doesn't want someone else to have, the bullets in the gun if he could prevent it. So he's just going to take the bullets and put it in his pocket. So the drawer that won't open, is there any other drawer that will open?
The drawers. So
Okay,
the left one was open. That's where you find so it looks like there was a the pistol case. The pistol's been taken out and there's 6 bullets.
Okay.
So you're pocketing them.
Yeah.
You can maybe revisit this place if you want to look around more.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna move to the next room, which is the kitchen.
Kitchen, right. So the kitchen has some dirty plates and a saucepot in the sink, table with 3 chairs and 3 doors, one leading outside, one to the hallway and one to the study. A small wood-fired stove is located in the far corner. A still warm kettle sits in the hearth next to it. One of the chairs lies broken on the floor. There's a small pool of blood on the floor beside it. Give me an intelligence roll, please.
Okay. 22 and intelligence is
60, isn't it?
I think it's 60, yeah.
Right. So from what you're saying, it looks as if the chair's been used as a weapon and broken over something. Do you have first aid or medicine?
Let's see. First aid is 30. Let me try.
Give it a bash. I'll need a hard success.
33.
No. You can't tell anything from the blood, just that there's blood there.
Okay.
So in one of the kitchen drawers, I think you're going to search around.
Yeah, now he's definitely getting a little more nervous, but also he's very intrigued. He's got a very intellectual mind, so he wants to, to figure things out. So, he's definitely going to explore the blood, but obviously he can't figure much out from that, so he's going to look around.
Okay, so it's a standard kit. There's not really much. There's a couple of kitchen drawers by the sink. There's, like I said, the table's not. That's pretty much it. It's a small, it's a small functional kitchen. Okay. I said this place is set up for 3 people living here.
Yeah, definitely. So he's gonna say, Definitely 3 chairs is more than just the Mr.
One's been
Cassidy.
broken, and as you can kind of guess, it's been used as a weapon, and you're guessing the blood's related to that, but you can't really tell anything from it.
Clearly, they had some sort of argument and did not go well. That could explain why one of them is not here, but not where the other 2 are. Further investigation is needed.
You going to search anything?
Yeah.
There's drawers.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna check, see if there's any
cupboards.
drawers. Yeah, definitely. The cupboards.
Right. So as you go through the cupboards, you know what I mean, there's canned food, there's dried food, there's mugs, there's tea and coffee, the usual sugar. As you go through the drawers, you see there's like one sharp kitchen knife. It's a couple of like knives and like cutlery knives and forks.
Was there like a knife holder that maybe a knife was missing from, or
no? It's just that like just
loose?
sitting in the drawer. So you've got the like a little tray, and it's just cutlery, and then you've got this one knife.
All right, he's going to put down the pipe, and he's going to take up the knife. He figures that would be more useful, but he's not going to brandish it out. Does he have like a pocket or something he could put that in?
Yeah, we've got the sou'wester, so it's got like a it's like a deep pockets in it. It's quite it's oilskin.
Okay, so he's going to put that in there. So he's got the knife and the repair book and 6 bullets right now.
Right. So you might just want to jot down that if you use it as a weapon, it'll give you 1d3 damage plus any of your bonuses. And you can obviously use it as a tool as well.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to keep exploring in the kitchen.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Not really much to say. The door's closed, so nobody's went outside from the kitchen.
Gotcha.
Just the door you went in through the study.
Gotcha. So he's going to he's not going to go outside yet. He's going to take the door back into the hallway, and he's going to go straight across the hallway to number 7.
You kind of commit. Let's see. I'm trying to help you out a bit here. Are you going to explore the hallway? You didn't really.
Yeah. The hallway's number 3. Yeah. He's going to look around there.
Right. Nice one. Give me a spot hidden, please. Okay.
51, and I think his spot hidden's 55. So that's
right.
Yeah.
You notice 2 bullets seem to be lodged in the floor. You missed it. You obviously you were not disorientated and just wanting to get in out of the cold. Now that you've come back through the hallway and you decide to look around, with a clear head, you notice that there's 2 bullet holes in the floor.
Like close to where the
kitchen,
where the stairs are, or closer to the kitchen?
Closer to the door. You missed it when you come in because you went straight into the study, and I think you look at the desperation to get out of the cold, and after your experience, and look for someone. But now you're realizing something's going on. Your eyes are sort of a bit more open, so you're sort of appraising things a bit better now, and you're warmer.
So you just talking to him. Yeah, go ahead.
Give me an intelligence roll.
Intelligence is actually 65.
65, right?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
43.
Right. So you kind of look at the angle, the way they're dug into the floor, and you look around and you see the spiral staircase that leads up to the lighthouse. So you kind of determined that they were fired from the steps, as if somebody was on the steps of the staircase firing downwards.
So he's just talking to himself to kind of help stay sane, and just to the sound of his voice is comforting to him because he's very self-involved to begin with, but also he thinks very highly of himself, and so he's just saying, now why would a man shoot downward? unless it was some sort of creature that was low to the ground. Perhaps that dog was friendly to one of the gentlemen and not to the other. And the man was afraid he was going to be attacked by him. Certainly, if there was an altercation in the other room, he would have every right to be afraid of both the man and his beast. So perhaps there was some sort of firefight. Is there any blood near the?
That's
the
what
bullets?
I'm going. So where are you looking towards the stairs again?
The stairs, and then also around the bullets, if there's any.
Yeah. So there's splattered blood.
There is. Okay.
Leads from. So because you've come out from the kitchen, it's heading towards the spiral staircase. So now you see, because when you come in here, you just went straight into the study, and you wouldn't even have noticed. But now you've come out, you see that there's splattered blood all around the staircase.
Right.
Quite a bit. This is not normal. Give me a sanity roll again, please, because you've been a bookworm. You use 40. The archaeology things long past. Now all of a sudden, this has been the scene of a fight, and you've seen the blood in the kitchen as well. And now there's gunshots and blood. There's been a battle here. So what do you got?
Could be a murder scene that he's walking into. So I got a 48. My sanity's down to 42, so that's a fail.
Yep. Give me 1d5.
4.
4, right. So take 4 points of sanity off, and
38.
You're shaking, right? But you're in your mind, you've kind of suspected this was going to happen.
Clearly, I could be walking to a murder scene, and the killer might still be at large. Oh, this has gone from bad to worse.
So not only has something, a chair been broken over something which has caused blood, but now there's gunfire.
Yeah,
and more blood. So something's definitely happening. It's kind of you see this. Give me another spot hidden, please.
Yep. Oh, 91.
Yeah. You're is looking at the blood. You're kind of visibly shaking. You don't want to look at it. Much longer. You're kind of horrified, but you kind of knew this was it was in the back of your mind this was happening, so you're not completely surprised.
Yeah,
but that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the blood. You're seeing obviously the sign of a struggle, a battle, and it's got that point where gunfire's involved.
Yes, part of me wants to just run away, but I'm trapped on this island. I need to find out more information, perhaps possibly when the man's shift was supposed to be over. That would determine how long I might have to stay here to survive. I must push on. Yes, let's examine some of the other rooms, shall we? As he's just talking to himself to keep.
Where do you want to go next?
So he's going to go to room number 2.
So the bunkhouse, right?
Bunkhouse.
Right. So the bunk room contains 3 neatly made beds, a large pile of books stacked tidily in one corner of the room. There's also 3 large cupboards, each holding soap, towels, fresh bedding, and extra blankets.
Okay. So sorry.
When you have a look, you notice one of the names is Turner.
Okay.
On the beds, and the other's Cassidy. Various articles of clothing, supposedly like little lockers, small personal effects. The one there's one called Smith, and you look there, it's only containing linen and towels, so doesn't seem to be any personal effects.
Okay. He's going. Can he open the lockers? Or they? Yeah,
that's what I mean. When you
locked?
look.
Okay.
Look and have a look. Give me another spot hidden.
Okay. 40, which is that's success. Spot hidden is 55.
Yep. So you sort of look around the bottom of Cassidy's little locker again. You find a gold coin, 6 loose bullets, and a pocket-sized notebook.
All right, he's gonna take the gold coin and the bullets, so he's up to 12 bullets. Okay, and he's gonna take a look at the. Oh, cool! You're already on it. Yeah, he's gonna look at the notebook.
So, George Cassidy, previous criminal record involving smuggling, lights and water, small rowboat. These are all like just jotted notes. Question mark. Found ship parts on the North Shore. Found gold coin on the North Shore. Hang on. This is Smith's book. Sort of hidden in the bottom underneath the linen.
Okay, this was in Smith. This isn't okay.
Yeah,
this
sorry,
is
Smith. Sorry,
okay.
my apologies.
No worries. Okay.
Obviously it was Cassidy. Was on all the letters.
Right.
Found gold coin in the North Shore. Bigger than just bootleg moonshine. What's going on? Smith said saw someone in the trees and peering through window. Men on the island at night? Question mark. Croaking noise? Question mark. Frogs? Question mark.
So it says Smith said saw someone in trees. So that means this is Turner's, maybe.
Hang on, I'll have to. Sorry.
Of course.
I'll have to. Turner, sorry, this is Turner's. My apologies.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, sorry, it took me a minute there. I skipped past that, but I jumped straight to the hat.
Yeah, no worries. Okay,
Right,
so
we had kind of stuff that's underneath the linen.
Right.
And his, so he didn't want it to be found.
I'm starting to suspect that lighthouse is not lit on purpose. Perhaps this Cassidy fellow was involved with some sort of reconnaissance sort of smuggling where he causes these ships to crash and then collects the salvaged items. That's would make sense. Perhaps his lads here discovered this and called him out on it, and it didn't go well. Croaking noise, frogs, that seems to be irrelevant to what really occurred here.
Give me an intelligence roll, please.
Okay. 14.
So as you sit and ponder over this, you realize from where you were, from looking at the map when you were on the ship and how you come on and looking at the map of the lighthouse and kind of how that's described, you come in by the North Shore.
By the North Shore? Okay.
Yep. So that hunk of metal that you clanged against on your way in, that kind of rode up with the lifeboat,
right,
could possibly have been that ship that he's referring to.
I see. I take it this is not the first crash that Mr. Cassidy has stumbled upon. A desperate man is often a dangerous man, I've always found. I need to be extra careful when dealing with him, assuming he survived the fight. Very well, I must move on. It's important to find out where this rowboat is. Perhaps that's my way off this island. Yes. All right, so he's going to see if there's anything else in that room.
So that is pretty much it.
Okay. So I think there was one more room on this level he wanted to check out, which is number 7. The larder, I think.
The larder, yep. So the lighthouse's food stores full of shells. It's basically like these guys are put on, I think 6 months at a time. So it's all manner of dried, canned, preserved goods. Basically enough to see 3 people cut off without getting any regular supplies. So they might get regular visits, but generally it's a 6-month stint to stay there.
Is he able to tell like how much of the supplies are left to get an idea as to when their shift change might be?
There's quite a bit of food there, so
Gotcha.
I don't think they're too long. They're not too long into the, maybe about a month into it. Now, you see, like everything's it's not full, so it's not like they've just come in and there's like cans missing because everything's neat. But there's obviously cans taken from every shelf, but there's not been a major dent. So the 3 of them have been living there. They've been having meals, but they haven't got to the point where like shelves are half empty.
Right.
So you could surmise maybe about they're a month into the tour.
Gotcha. This definitely changes things. Yeah, I don't want to have to stay here another 5 months before someone comes to change shifts. Not without dagger that I need to try to get to. Who knows where it'll end up. I'm going to need to find my way off this island myself if I'm not going to stay here that long. Perhaps I should investigate the rest of the lighthouse before looking for this rowboat. Yes. You're doing good, old man. You're doing good. Everything's okay. All right, so he's gonna leave the room and go up the stairs to the lighthouse.
The stairs, right. So it's a narrow, you'd almost think it's like a medieval castle, the way that the stairs are laid out. They're metal stairs, but they go in a spiral. I'm guessing you're going to gingerly step over the spots of blood.
Oh yeah. He doesn't want to disturb any future murder investigation.
Yeah, so you gingerly step over the first. It's only it's about up to the 4th or 5th step, but it's clear.
Okay.
After that, and you make your way up, and then you basically find yourself in the lighthouse service room.
Okay. Is there enough?
This is just below the lantern room.
Okay.
The mechanism used to turn the lamp, you can see it mounted to the ceiling, and from the noise, you kind of hear this little. It's not very loud. Funny enough, you would expect to be living in an actual lighthouse. You'd expect this to be a lot louder, but it's just a gentle whirring, like a click, click. You know, it's still working.
Right.
You see that there's a separate set of steps lead up through a trapdoor in the actual lantern room itself.
Okay.
Several boxes are stored in the room. So I'm guessing you're just going to go through.
Yeah, he's going to try to see if there's a way to possibly fix this, because he really doesn't want other people to, crash if there's no lighthouse working. It's not his primary goal. Right now, he's just trying to survive and get off the island. But while he's here, he's got the repair book in his hands. He wants to see if maybe it's an easy fix. So
you kind of see there's several boxes, replacement bulb for the beacon, small workbench and tool bag. On the workbench is a log for the various service checks performed on the lighthouse. Do you have mechanical or electrical repair?
Let's see. Mechanical repairs 10.
Your electrical repairs 10. Give it a bash.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? You're a studious person and you've looked at various things. If you give me a hard success for your intelligence, but add electrical repair.
Okay.
So 13. Give me a hard success. You see where that breaks down your half and fifths.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So, because intelligence 65. So for a hard success, I would need 13. But if you add that 10 on, give you 23.
Okay. Let's see.
Because
43.
43.
Shoot.
Could I push
Yeah,
it?
it's not really your thing.
Could I push the roll?
Well,
Or is it
that
not a
was
good?
kind of
Oh, that was okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to, give you a few extra points there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
guess
without the consequences, because
I guess in 5 months' time I'll have this all worked out, but I definitely don't want to stay here that long.
see, you know what I mean. It's obviously they know what they're doing. The checks have been taking place. You've seen one logged the previous day, but you don't really know what they're doing.
Doesn't look like something obvious, like the light bulb was missing or something glaring like that.
Yeah.
Or like the switch is turned off, a giant switch that might turn back on. That would be great.
Yeah. There was something jotted down yesterday, but it don't really making any sense. Also, slightly scrawled handwriting as well. It's kind of using a lot of technical speak.
Gotcha.
Shorthand, so you're like, no, you're not getting it.
Okay. All right.
You can see in the workbench, like I said, there's tools. There's a radio, like it's a semi-state of disrepair.
Okay.
Like a ham radio. You can
Like
try an electrical thing, see if you can play about with it, but
all right, I'll give it a shot. Oh, 99. I think I broke it.
yeah, actually, that's
Whoops.
you start pulling, you just pulls apart in your hands, and something like the circuit board snaps. You sort of tried to fumble and pull it, and it's like, yeah, that's done.
Must be made overseas. Yes, something made in the States would be much
Well, everything
more
technically on this
durable.
island would have to be made overseas. You're not wrong there.
Yes, well,
Right.
to
I'm
come back to that.
Conscious of time here, so if you want to go to the beacon, then we'll wrap it up there. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna head next. Yep, perfect.
Right. So you push open and you're greeted with a gust of wind and wet, which indicates there's been a window pane smashed.
Okay.
You're greeted by just wet and bloody scene. The panes of glass, like I said, are just being smashed, broken. You feel the crunch immediately when you come up. You're just you're not really looking initially. You're from getting yourself nice and warm and expecting just to go into another enclosed space. You're almost kind of shocked.
Yeah.
When you feel this and that you hear the crunch of glass underneath your feet.
Is there any lighting in the room or just like the natural starlight from outside?
Natural light. Obviously the lighthouse beacon itself isn't working.
Right.
But you see, once you step out, you see the corpses of two men, like straight ahead of you, and there's also two bizarre, I can almost describe as fish creatures.
Huh. And are they on top of the bodies or on the other side
sort
of the
of
room?
land, land like in the floor. You can, like, you've never seen anything like this in your life.
So this is in addition to the two. These are the two
there's
bodies.
4 bodies. Like
4 bodies, right?
You just come across, you see 4 bodies, and you know what comes next, don't you?
Insanity roll. All right.
Like just the shock itself of like you thought you'd.
Oh jeez, 85.
I mean, that makes sense. This is pretty.
Right. I'm going to need 1d6 plus 1.
Okay. Roll 1d6.
Right. Okay.
So 6 plus 1, 7.
1d6.
Yeah, 1d6 was 6.
Did you get a 6? Oh,
I got a
shit,
6.
right.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And then a 1, so 7. Do
Yep.
I take that off the sanity points? which
You're
was
taking that
38?
off your sanity points,
Okay,
and then
so
we're
down to
going to have a little
32.
bout of madness again. Could have had this mark. And this will just finish up nicely, I think.
This is awesome.
1d10, please. Let's go.
1d10?
1d10.
4.
4.
Don't tell me the faint again. Although that would be funny if that becomes like a recurring.
No. You suffer like a wave of paranoia. Just goes over you, right? You've stumbled on it. These things are out to get you. Like they're out to get you. In fact, you've stumbled on these people. You've probably the person who's alive is out to get you. In fact, the government's probably out to get you now as well, because you have just walked into something that you have no business being there. In fact, you've probably no business surviving the crash of the ship.
This is all a big cover-up. They knew I was getting close to my discovery. I bet it's those people from Cambridge who never thought I belonged there. It's all put on. They're dressed up in costume.
And just to finish it off, like, just let us know how the full horror of this situation just comes on crashing upon you.
Everyone's out to get me. Ah! Ah!
And we will just pause there. There you go. Just nothing like go mid-adventure with a nice scream.
Wow, that's cool. That's how you end it. That's cool. That's a cliffhanger.
Sorry, I just jot this down so I remember where we are.
I wrote down fish people out to get me.
Right, and you've jotted down what's in your pocket, yep?
Yeah, yep.
Perfect. What we'll do is so there we go. That's that session.
That was awesome.
Done. So that's kind of a good point.
Yeah.
Because you found out a bit about the island, where you've commenced. You've kind of got your bearings. Once you recover from this, we'll see where you end up and how you're gonna. Are you making any connections? Let's get your theory out of character as to what's happened.
So we know there were 3 people. We know. Well,
let's start from the ship.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you've got how long have you got? Like, we'll just do a quick summary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So my character's theory is that the fact that we couldn't see the lighthouse was not a coincidence. So I think this guy, Mr. Cassidy, intentionally turns out the lighthouse, particularly when there's rough weather. I don't think he has any control of the weather, but I think when he sees that there's rough weather, he intentionally shuts out the lighthouse, watches as these ships crash, then he takes the salvage and then he tries to sell it. And that's why he was trying to get those coins appraised, because I think those coins are what washed ashore from some previous crashes. So I think that the fact that we couldn't see any lighthouse as right before we crashed is intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't think the other 2 guys were in on it, which is why I think they're dead. I think, Mr. Cassidy definitely, killed them. as far as these creatures that come into play, I don't know if Mr. Cassidy is involved with them or if this is something completely separate. But that's what I have so far. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. Some beats are. Yeah, so you know that this is like, this is a sequence of events. It's happened. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, as if your character steadies himself for the beginning of the next session.
Yeah. So this is going to be interesting because he's a very intellectual man. He doesn't believe in the supernatural, but him trying to rationalize these creatures is going to be interesting. Is he going to try to say that they're somehow in makeup and there's some sort of costume, or is he, or is he actually going to see the reality of it or the,
and obviously your character's background isn't in biology or anything current. You dusty tombs, things have long passed.
Right.
But this is visceral. This is right up in your face.
That's the perfect word for it. Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Right. Well, there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's definitely been a lot of fun playing it, and it's interesting with one player. I'll say that.
Yeah, I was trying to have him
to try and bounce, and then because of the nature of this adventure, there's no NPCs at the moment.
Right. So I was trying to have him talk to himself as like a way of him calming himself down, because otherwise there's no way to like really articulate your thoughts.
Yeah, so, it's a tricky one. Then obviously I could have NPCs in the ship, but the ship was going down. That was what leads you here.
Yeah. That captain owes him a camera. That's the first thing you're gonna do when he lands.
Flip, good luck. I don't think the captain's worrying about that.
Yeah, that's true.
So there you go, folks. Keep up the. What we'll do is obviously we'll arrange the next time for the concluding part of this. Post it up. So keep up to date with the channel. Obviously the live streams we post up in advance, so you know when they are. So make sure you do the notification bell and all that good stuff. And the other typey clicky things like we all enjoy. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this. Definitely come back for the next one. And until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.